I want to quickly start by saying a very big thank you to everybody that have joined us on today's episode of Property Matters Live session. And I'm going to be discussing something that is of utmost, importance, to every real estate investors out there. And for some of our investors, that have also be, investing in Lagos, I will be looking at, some crucial thing. And today's episode is actually centered on, the security situation of the country, and it calls for so serious concern. As a concerned Nigeria, as a concerned Nigerian, I have been monitoring, the entire security situation, and the reports that we are explaining some fundamental things that you need to understand. So, in case you are joining this live session for the first time, I want to say a very big thank you for being part of this live session. And I will also be going live on Facebook very shortly. And I just want to have a critical assessment and overview of the situation. In case you are seeing this particular video for the first time, I am your real estate investment specialist here in the beautiful city of Lagos, Nigeria. So let us talk about the key or the core, which is the issue of insecurity in Nigeria and how it's shaping a lot of investors narratives as far as real estate investment is concerned. So we're going to be talking extensively on some of these things. And then please, in case you are coming across this video, please help us to like, share, and of course, you can also drop your your comments. It's going to go a long way in reaching this. So I actually tagged today's episode as how um, insecurity will affect a lot of investment destination for 2026. Thank you very much, Madam Juliet, for joining. I'm super delighted that you are here. So let us quickly talk about the fundamentals. Now, they've been reported cases of kidnappings, reported cases of abductions, reported cases of so many things in the country, and this obviously has created a lot of panic. And the reason why I'll be discussing this today, basically, because um, people have investment in Nigeria, and a lot of people are worried. And one of the reasons I'm not here to I'm here to lend a voice and, of course, to give you a detailed report of what is actually happening right here in Southwest. I am in Lagos. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. Please just give me a second. I'm trying to go live also on Facebook as well. So I don't want to do this. Please hold on, please. Hold on, please. So just give me some minutes. I also want to go live on Facebook. Um, so I'm going to be talking extensively on this. Um, okay, hold on, please. I apologize. All right. So we're also going live because this particular information is very critical. So I won't just limit it to the um. Okay, we're right. So now a lot of people have expressed their concern concerning this, and I've been monitoring the situation, how it has been. Now there've been cases of different narratives to this. Now recently, a client of mine, okay, who actually booked a shortlet apartment in Surulere Axis, just called me few hours ago, to book to cancel our bookings. And I was so concerned, and I was like, wow, December is a peak period, is an holiday period. um why did you? So she told me basically that she's concerned about what is going on in the country, and her friends in diaspora advised her not to step foot in Nigeria until the situation is resolved right now. So I'm going to be talking about this. So today I'm going to be giving a detailed information on what is going on in the southwest, and I will also be giving a detailed information for some of us that will be coming down to Nigeria. For some of our investors that will be coming down to Nigeria, I'm also going to be giving information of some important security tips that you need to know. And also, I'm also going to, give, an explanation on what has been done so far to prepare, in case these evil elements intend to strike in Lagos and the other part of the southwest. Now, it is very, very worrisome that the roads are no longer safe for travel. And if you are visiting Nigeria and you want to go to states like Delta State, you want to go to Edo State, you want to go to any state. Now, the safest route for now, basically right now, is the Abeokuta, Ogun, and Ibadan Expressway. To an extent, to Ekiti is a little bit safe at the moment. But I would always advise, basically, because I myself, I decided to cancel my wife's appointment for a talking engagement she has in Kwara State. I had to cancel it because they've been repeated cases. Now, the first thing you need to know about the security challenges that we're having as a country is that, though a lot of people have given different assertion to it, some people have said it is politically motivated. Some people have said, there are some school of thought that has, accurately portrayed, will I say accurately though, that have, portray that it is a politician. Can you someone come and help me with Zoe? She just go and help your mom in the kitchen. So this conversation is very important, and we need to look at this very quickly. So a lot of people have said they are being sponsored by politicians, and the height of everything basically was due to the fact that the president of the United States of America, in the person of His Excellency President Donald Trump, designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and he also threatened, to send his troop. Though a lot of people have welcomed that idea, many people have said, okay, it is okay. President Donald Trump can come, he can save a lot of things. Now, but there is insecurity in Nigeria. I'm not denying the fact, and I'm not disputing, the evidences that you must have seen. And I also need to explain basically that whenever we have situations like this, people give different narratives. Okay. Now, should real estate investors be worried? Is it a time for you to stop investing in Nigeria? Is it a time for you to look away or consider other alternative destination? What if this set of people attacked our real estate investment and the likes? So these are questions that I've received over time, and I'm going to be addressing some of those concerns today. So one of the things you need to understand basically is that most of the attacked places, where we've had 70% of reported cases of banditry, kidnappings, are in the rural areas. Now, a lot of people have said that this is a jihad, that the some ethnic groups. Okay, I have to be very mindful, because the Facebook and the YouTube community restricts on words, so I have to be very, very careful of my choice of word. And so they've been reported cases, but the first thing I want you to understand basically is that most of these cases are happening in the rural areas. And though we are yet to report a case of these incidences in urbanized or the major cities of the state. Although many people have given different school of thought, saying basically that these guys are gradually spreading and they have the intention, okay, of expanding to other parts of the state, and the Nigerian security may be overwhelmed, may be overrun by these people, and a lot of people have concern. Now, if you are concerned about this situation, it shows how patriotic you are, how concerned, whether you are in Nigeria or you're in diaspora. This is still your country, this is still your homeland, and this obviously is a clear indicator that you love your country. So I'm not going to dive into that now. The major concerns that has been raised by people is that, what if these people get into southwest? Okay, what if the southwest is overrun by terrorists? Now, there have been cases of terrorist attack in Kwara, in Erukun town and other neighboring areas. Okay, and security operatives have given their different reasons to what could have been the major issues. Okay, and we are closely monitoring the situation. So this basically right now is now my question basically is, will these people overrun the entire nation? Will they overrun the entire nation? Will Nigeria be at the mercies of terrorists? Or should I withdraw all my investment that I've done in Nigeria because of this? Or or should I just sit down and monitor the situation? Okay. Now, the first thing yesterday that I was saying very quickly, basically, is that yesterday there was a meeting between the southwestern governors in your state, and one of the major reasons, okay, while the southwestern governors, when I talk about southwestern, I'm talking about the governor of Lagos, governor of Ogun State, governor of Oyo State, governor of Ondo and Osun State. They all met um, yesterday in the capital city of Ibadan to discuss these situations. And the reason why they had this meeting, basically, although the detailed information of that meeting was not totally disclosed, okay, to the public. It's a crucial meeting, it's a security meeting, and you don't want to give detailed information to people who may want to use that information to their own advantage. So sometimes we don't expect the details of the meeting to be concerned. Now, one of the reasons why the southwestern governors met yesterday in the capital city of Ibadan is to discuss how they can restrict insecurity to whatsoever place it might be. Now, there was someone made a comment yesterday that Lagos will be overrun. Somebody made comment about Oyo State will be overrun. Now, I am not here to give credence or to affirm to that reality, but we need to quickly understand what is being done in the southwest to ensure that terrible situations of massive kidnappings, abductions, and bandit attacks are not happening in our region. So there was a meeting. Now, the first thing I want you to understand basically is that the southwestern governors yesterday made a clamor for the creation of a state police. Now, a state police is a security architecture that will that will surround the bushes and some other things. Now, it's not as if they are asking government to create. There is a state police already existing in Southwest. For some of us who are very, very familiar, of course, must have heard about the Amotekun. The Amotekun is a security network that is protecting Southwest. Okay, now what happened basically is that the meeting of the governors had some tremendous impact, and it ignited hope, okay, for every resident of the Southwest. Now, the first thing you should know basically is that the southern western are also preparing for a possible infiltration of these guys. When we talk about these guys, the bandits, Fulani militias, and the likes, they are preparing for the possible infiltration. And information reaching me basically is that His Excellency Governor Sheyi Makinde has recently purchased two surveillance jets. Yes, he has purchased two surveillance jets, okay, that will be moving around in the possible places where these guys could be hiding. In addition to that, information reaching us basically is that he has also purchased some attack drones, okay, that will be hovering around the southwest. Now, recently, the Lagos State government also mandated all the security architectures that is mounting our borders to carefully, okay, begin to scrutinize the number of people that are entering Lagos. Now, recently, I cited my concern about how some trucks comes in at night in Lekki that drops all these Amaljiris, all these Fulani children that begs on the streets. And right now, I was surprised on my way coming from the island. I was surprised that some security operatives have been moving across the border zones in Lagos. Now, one thing I want you to understand basically is that the Southerners are aware that there might be possibilities, okay, it's not even might, that there are possibilities that these guys are trying to infiltrate the region. So what they've done is that they have, mounted some security operatives in the crucial parts. Now, if they have studied the operations of these Fulani militias, and one of the things they've come to realize is that these people start the attack from the rural area. Okay, they capture the rural areas, and what has been done basically is that the Lagos state government has given an authoritative. Presently, right now, there are 70 Fulanis that are about to be exported back to the north. I'm talking about what is happening in Lagos now, and they have given a standing order that all those guys that, all those abokis that does being truck pushers, they have mandated that these guys stay away from some particular location. So you can see basically that a lot of people are fully aware of the operations. Now the question basically is, will the will the federal government give authorization for a state police? Now that obviously is a debate, okay, is a debate that has generated a lot of concern. But what I'm trying to let you understand now, as I'm talking to you right now, is that the southwestern state already have their own security architecture. Now, if the government, okay, gives an approval for the creation of a state police, all that is needed to be done is to give the Amotekun AK-47 rifle and equip them. Now, let me also inform real estate investors that out of the allocations that the federal government gives, the state government, there is a security vote. Now, this security vote is a money, okay, is a portion of the budget that has been allocated to each state, and the purpose of those security vote is to what? Is to equip their security architecture. Now, that is not to lift the responsibility of the federal government, but you will notice that in some states that have been ravaged, okay, by insecurity, I can categorically tell you basically that the governors have resources, funds at their disposal to equip their own local vigilante and make them more effective. Now, there was a news that I got that there's a community in Kogi State, okay, where is it the governor or the House of Rep? I'm trying to remember this, that they also gave their own security architecture ammunitions. And as at yesterday, we were told that those security men went into the bush and they were able to repel these guys away from repel those Fulani militias and those armed bandits. Now, the agenda is clear. Everybody understand what is about to come, and I want to quickly applaud the southwestern governors for reacting. They did not wait for any of these unfortunate circumstances to happen before they started responding. Kudos to this Oyo State government, kudos to Governor Dapo Abiodun, kudos to Babajide Sanwo-Olu, kudos to Governor, my namesake, Ademola Adeleke, and kudos to Governor Ondo State, Governor Ayedatiwa. I really love the fact that you people have decided to attack the situation before it happens. Now, can we now rely on their own security setup? Can we rely or to give a justification on whether my property will be saved, whether my investment will be saved? Can we rely on their deliberations? Now, the question basically many people have asked me is that what if, okay, the federal government does not grant um, the state policing, because that obviously is a debate that the House of Representatives, the Senate will have to deliberate, and before a conclusion is reached. And there are some key political elements in the Lagos, because I said Lagos, in the Nigerian political scene, who are against state policing, and of course their reasons are best known to them. But I want you to I want every real estate investor to be rest assured that what is happening in other states, if the governors pursue and create a strong security architecture, they will not be overrun. And that was why I started this video by uploading what they are doing. Because you see, we cannot talk about business, we cannot talk about investment, we cannot talk about um, lifestyle if the security of a state, is at risk. This is just like we're trying to discuss some of those things, because a lot of people are being skeptical. A lot of people are saying, we don't even know what will happen. And the thing basically is that whenever we have situations like this, we need to carefully understand that people tend to put or point their own narrative to situations like that. Now, that is not to deny the fact that there is insecurity in some part of the country, but you need to understand that there are some other key factors, there are some other players who understand how to maximize the effect. Now, in addition to what I've said so far, I'm going to be giving you three important reasons why Lagos cannot be overrun by these elements. Now, my reasons basically, okay, I would say that these are based on research, institutions, and some facts. Now, this one no is my own discovery basically, and it is subject to further research, further deliberations, and of course you can drop your opinion. And that was why I said, at the commencement of this video, that this is going to be a an explosive topic. You can drop your comments. So please, in case you are joining this, please do well to subscribe, do well to like, do well to comment, do like to share. Let this video go viral. Now, three important reasons why Lagos cannot be overrun. Now, will these guys make attempts to overrun Lagos? Maybe, maybe. Though many people have said it's a jihad, and they are deliberate attempts, to add Lagos to this. Basically, when they say it's a jihad, according to some, well, I'll say allegedly. Okay, someone sent me a message. I think in Hindi. Sorry, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand that message. I would really appreciate if you can, let's communicate in English. One of the reasons why Lagos can never be overrun is that Lagos is the capital, is the commercial capital of the entire nation. If anything happens to Lagos, Nigeria will take greater fall for it. Apart from the fact that Lagos is the biggest commercial city, the expatriates, the industries, the commercialization, and the banks is at risk. That's number one. Number two, you also need to understand basically that I don't know who the sponsors of these people are, but Lagos House, or should I use houses, the biggest and the most expensive real estate in Africa. And the interest of top politicians, when we talk about top politicians, they have properties in the Ikoyi, they have properties in Victoria Island, they have property all over Lagos. Now, the reason why Lagos cannot be overrun basically is that the interest of some top politicians are also residents in Lagos. Now, I'm not saying that they won't be attempts. I'm not overruling the fact that they won't try to overrun or do a lot of things. Are you a businessman? Yes, I help people. Oh, sorry, I want to quickly respond to that question. If you want to invest in real estate in Lagos, Nigeria, um, you can contact me. I'm responding to your question. I'm so sorry. So I'm a real estate investment specialist here in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, I help people to invest in properties in Lagos, Nigeria. So in case you want to do any form of real estate, you're interested in everything, you can contact me. Thank you very much. Okay. So there is a lot that is at stake in Lagos. There's a lot that is at stake in Lagos. And anything that happens to Lagos, even the diasporan investment remittance will be affected. The livelihood of the nation will be affected. So we need to understand that Lagos is very crucial, and the security apparatus of the nation is fully aware of this. Now, will there be an attempt? Definitely, there might be an attempt. There might be an attempt. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not just Lagos. Every security architecture. Now, His Excellency, the governor, has prepared. And one of the measures they have taken so far is something that that is that can be applauded. It's something that must be applauded. So there's going to be a scrutiny of the inflow of people. There's going to be a ban of cattle open grazing. It's not going to happen again, because they know there's going to be a ban. Now, the Lagos State Security Architecture have sent an SOS message to every resident that the moment you notice some movement of some unknown personality, inform your community, inform the security architecture. And I want to applaud the fact that every unknown faces that is moving around are being what exported back to where they come from. So what I want you to understand basically is that if you're traveling down for the festive season, you're traveling down to the to let's say you're traveling down for the dirty December, what you must now do basically is that if if there's a need, okay, if there's a need for you to travel to your hometown, if there's a need for you to travel, please try as much as you can to avoid the roads. Avoid the road. In fact, there was this particular uh, client of mine that came in, and I think he came for one occasion like that. And I just told him, sir, if you must travel to your hometown, please use the use flights. Don't go by the road. Please board the flight to and fro. Yes, it's expensive, but it's safer. That's what I told the man, and he did it and is back in the UK. Thank you, thank you. So you must, okay, use flight. Avoid long journey travel. The longest I can go, even as an investor, is Abeokuta and Ibadan. Right now, you won't see me embarking on, just because I was supposed to embark on a due diligence for an investor that bought large acres in Oye Ekiti. So they've not been any reported cases, but we just have to be careful of some of these things because we honestly don't know what they're planning. So the point basically is that avoid road travel, use flights. Now, another thing is that if you travel to any part outside Lagos, maintain your movement to the cities. Now, they've been reported cases that no major attacks have been recorded in the cities because the security architecture are fully aware, and it will be difficult for these guys to just infiltrate the cities. What they are trying to do basically is that attack, the rural areas, put their influence there, establish their settlements there, and do what? Attack. I also want to applaud what the Ogun State government did in some part of Ijebu-Igbo. It was also reported yesterday that there was a large Fulani settlement that was there, and the governor gave an order that that settlement should be destroyed. All the Fulani children and wives that are there basically should be what? Sent back to their states. So you see that the southwestern governors, the southwestern leaders are not living any, so because these guys pardon me, I said like these governors are aware how these people were able to infiltrate some of the cities where their strongholds are right now, some of the towns where they're strongholds. So they've been deliberated. So Lagos, the governor has also mandates immediate removal. So all those scavengers that move around, they have been banned. So any scavengers will move around now because they could be spies. They could be people that are giving important information. So my dear real estate investors, whether you're in abroad, there is nothing to be worried about. There won't be infiltration to the southwest. The southwestern governors are waking. Now, for other places that are affected, I believe that when we have issues of national concerns like this, I want to start by, extending my sympathy to other regions, and I would say basically that it's quite sad. It's not something that is what that is encouraging. However, I believe that other regions that are being affected and have been constantly attacked by these Fulani militias will pick inspirations and lessons from what the southwestern government is. So there is a security architecture right now, okay, and they are going to join the police and other security operative to guard the forest, to guard the boundaries, to survey. And I love the fact that ever since this SOS messages has been sent out, even Lagosians are being conscious. So there have been times that people can just step out and just look around, see what is going on. Some people even go as far as into their bushes and see if they have Fulani settled, because they said they have infiltrated some part of the southwest, and the southwestern governors are not waiting. They are not waiting for them to attack before they do the right thing. So first of all, I would say that they need to be applauded. They need to be applauded for some of these drastic security measures that they have applied. So I want to start by saying a very, 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 very big thank you to all our southwestern governors for this. And we, the residents of Southwest, we're also going to work in collaboration to ensure that we don't get infiltrated by this. So that is some of the latest reports that we have. Kudos to His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Thank you very much for standing up. You didn't even wait for um, cases of this, and of course, you can be rest assured that even the Southwesterners too are fully aware of what is happening. So I would say now, someone asked me a question, and the question is, what if Donald Trump um, delayed his arrival, or what if he doesn't respond? Does this call for concern? It's just quite unfortunate that the nation has degenerated to a point whereby we cannot solve, internal issues. Though there are a lot of strong collaboration of foreign sponsors and foreign elements, but we also need to understand that the reason why some of these situations have been able to thrive, and expand so badly to the point is due to the fact that there are some internal people within the country that allow this infiltration, and it's just quite unfortunate. Now, a lot of people have also said that what if Donald Trump intervenes and what later happens in Nigeria comes to situation what happened in Gaza, Libya and other parts. Of course, Nigeria, that obviously, and that is why His Excellency the President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have mandated. I applauded the fact that he has ordered the withdrawal of police from VIPs and other people, and they've instructed the police to join, the military. Now, there've been cases of, this is a real estate talk. There've been cases of allegations that some strong military elements are part of it. Of course, that's a conversation for another day. But the most important thing, basically, is that for the southwestern, the situation is under control, and for other states, we believe that if they can follow some of these security measures. Now, the point basically is that most of the states are properly funded. The allocations that come from the federal government to all these states, they are allocations that, in fact, they talk about the security votes. Now, the security vote is more or less like one of the major allocations that is made, that is intended, to equip the security situation of each state. Now, for some of the states that have been ravaged, I believe the citizens have the right to ask their governors what they've done, with their security vote, because these are some of the things that you are supposed to, develop your own security architecture and protect your citizens. So I'm diving majorly into politics, and I will probably start a political show very soon. But so this is actually the situation of what is happening about the security situation. So there is no infiltration in Southwest. Um, the Southwestern security architecture is is up and doing, though um, it was not disclosed the outcome of the security meeting, but we are fully aware that the the southern governors are putting on a lot of things. So should real estate investors be worried? No, don't be worried. No, don't be worried. The Southwest, more importantly, Lagos, has a lot of influential people, and it will be a shame and a disgrace for them to be overrun by jihadists. So it's not going to happen in Southwest. Though there will be attempts, but it won't. It won't. So that's just it. So should I withdraw my investment? This is even when you should invest more. In situations whereby there are panics, they are uncertain, where they seem to be like panics and uncertainty. This is when you should take advantage of the situation. This is when you should, have as much properties as possible, because a lot of transformations. I have a video where I was talking about, I'll say, where I was talking about what is happening in Southwest in terms of infrastructural development, and I have a video where I would also, be talking extensively on how what is going to happen in ibeju-lekki 25 years from today. So Dangote has a refinery in Southwest. Do you think it will allow some foreign elements to spoil a refinery that is spent all his fortune? Dangote alone can successfully create a security network that will secure the entire ibeju-lekki. So there are a lot of assets in Southwest. There are a lot of businesses in Southwest. There are a lot of, that's why I said the Southwest is very, very fragile. And because the interest and businesses of, in fact, the in terms of GDP, the Southwest contributes larger. And that is why, regardless of what is happening, that is not to, dispute that there are security concerns happening. But I can assure you basically that people who have investments worth billions of naira or billions of dollars will not just sit down, fold their hands, and allow their business to go down the drain. Okay, they will definitely not do that. So that is not. So should I? So now the point now is that how will insecurity now affect real estate investment come 2026? Now, there've been a lot of predictions, there've been a lot of theories, there've been a lot of speculations, where they have said that if the government fail, okay, to adequately, you know, respond to this, the situation will degenerate. And well, I love the fact that the United States right now is monitoring the entire situation. And I would also say, basically, that there've been some achievements made so far, only for the fact that I'm not, comfortable with the fact that no arrest was made. Of course, we won't go into that. Very, 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 very crucial. Now, because of the fact that um, there are attempts or there are possibility that the security situations will become terrible if nothing is done to address it. Now, they've been called for the president to do so many things, to address, to talk about so many things. Now, if you are investing in real estate in Nigeria, for some of you who don't understand, now you see, for every situations that happen, there is a good side to the situation and there's a bad side to the situation. Now, the good side to the situation is that if this situation is not properly and totally addressed in the northeast, north central, and the middle belt, is going to put a lot of pressure on food supply. And that is why I have been saying that for some of my real estate investors who are buying, that are buying land, they are buying houses, which is good. This is the best time for you to start diversifying and start buying farmlands. Because you see, if this situation is not adequately addressed, of course, I believe that even if insecurity happens in the southwest, it will be minimal and it will be curtailed with what I've seen the southwestern governors, what they've done, the way they have responded to the situations, the way they have, adequately do this, basically. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that if you're an investor like me, start thinking of buying farmlands, whether it is cassava farmland, whether it is cocoa farmland, whether it is palm oil farmland. Because you see, if the situation is not adequately addressed, it's going to affect the food supply. Most of our foods that are coming from Benue, that is coming from the north, that is coming from the north central, there's going to be a lot of pressure in food supply, and this is where farmers are going to make money. Now, will there be attacks on people? Well, I can say basically that you will now, what you now need to do as an investor is that focus on states that have a reliable security architecture. Like I've said, what the Ogun State government have done. I've told you about what the Oyo State government. I've told you about what the Ondo and Lagos State governors are doing, because these people understand basically that if they allow insecurity to thrive, it's going to heighten and increase the growing level of poverty, and there are a lot of investments there. And they understand. You see, one of the reasons why I have applauded, or one of the reasons why things are being done differently, or the way the leaders of different regions see situation, is due to the fact that they look at situation from a holistic point of view, because they say, okay, fine, if this insecurity thrives, it's going to affect business, it's going to affect farmers. What is going to happen? Inflation will increase and situation will even get harder, and that is why they are they put their Amotekums. They're working together with the police, they're working together with the so, and even the society, people who are even residing in the community are fully aware, and they will do everything they can to protect their community. So because of the fact that if the situation heightened, you have an opportunity to make money, and this is why you should start buying farmlands. Now, what you must now do is that in a state whereby you don't understand how the governors or how the leaders of those states intend to protect investments, limit your investment there. I won't mention states because I don't want to sound like I'm a tribalist person, or I'm instigating, or I'm trying to, in a state whereby you cannot see, okay, a well detailed, a well elaborated security architecture that intends to protect investment, you can minimize or pause your investment in that state. So invest more of farmlands. Now you now go to cities where there is security stability, because you see, whether there is insecurity or not, people will still need real estate. And this is more or less like a recession, because you see, a lot of people are beginning to pause their investment to see how situations unfold. But what is happening at the moment basically is that the silent the most intelligent real estate investors are people who are monitoring the situation and saying, okay, fine, how can I make money? Because you see, for every situation that happens in Nigeria, is always an opportunity for real estate investors to increase their wealth. So if I were you, I would look at locations where the likes of maybe where the Dangotes are investing, where the Hotel Dollar are investing. I look for farm, I look for investment, and this is why I will invest more in rental properties. And I will focus my investment mostly farm, shortlets, rental properties, and I'll make sure that all my investments are situated in areas where there is a well stipulated security architecture. Because you see, an investment is very useless if it does not have security to protect it. Because you see, the reason why most of investment are being sold below the market price or below the market value is due to the fact that people who don't understand how the security architecture works, okay, they tend to do what? They tend to undermine and lose money whenever they are investing or they are doing real estate. So you want to understudy the security architecture of that location before you start your investment. So that is how. So there's going to be a lot of people will be concentrating more on the southwest, okay, for real estate investor. They'll be concentrating on the southwest. Now, I'm also going to be talking about my next video, by the special grace of God. By special grace of God, I'll be having this live session on Thursday, because I want to drop a video. I want to drop a video by the special grace of God. I want to drop a video by tomorrow. So I'll not be coming live by tomorrow, but by the special grace of God, we're going to be talking about the tax law. Okay, I'm going to be explaining how the tax law will influence or how it will affect that. So I'll be talking about that by the grace of God on Thursday. So this is where I'm going to take a brief pause, and then of course I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of question, and okay. In case you have your questions, so I'll be responding to some of the questions. Isaac, please come. So I'll be taking. I'll be giving after. Wow, I've been talking for 45 minutes. This is very serious. Drop the ball. Bring my two jotter and water. So I'll be giving room for questions. Okay. I believe a lot of us have questions, so I'll be responding to some of the questions very quickly. Though I in my last session, a lot of people raised some important questions, and it is so. Please, can you bring the other phone too? So I have questions. So let us interact and let's ask questions. So I want to start by saying a very big thank you to everybody. Um, so okay, I have some questions here already that I took from my last class. In fact, one of the reasons why, can you just get me ordinary water, please? One of the reasons, put it in couple, because so one of the um, major questions I received from my last, live session was due to the fact that a lot of people have been asking questions. Is Ibadan safe? Is Oyo safe? Is Ondo safe? In fact, there was this particular she's I won't say she's a friend, she's a mother. She's elderly. I think she has a farm in Ondo State, and we're asking questions. And one of the things she said, can't be opening water in live session now. What's your sense? Apologies. So she was asking, what has happened? My area saved? What is happening to my investor? And so I'll be taking questions now. So there's this question. This man gave me the he said I can mention his name. So this is Mr. James from South Africa. Thank you very much for sending your question. So for people that may want to send their questions, okay, the my number is +234. If you are sending question from the diaspora, my number is +234 802 +234 802 132 7360. I'll take it again, +234 802 132 7360. You can send me your question via what question has even started coming in. Thank you. So I have this question from Mr. Mr. Samuel Adebayo. Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Samuel Adebayo. And Mr. Samuel Adebayo says, I decided to stop my investment in Nigeria because I was not sure if my investors will still be interested. What would you recommend in this time like this? Okay, Mr. Samuel Adebayo, I honestly appreciate your concern. Every um, well-meaning Nigerians are concerned about this, and that is why I have decided to do. I'm hosting this live session just to keep investors aware and abreast, okay, of what is being done, okay, to address this issue of insecurity. The only thing is that for safety, we will not, be exposing the entire, security parameters, okay, that the southwestern governor intends. There are some crucial security details, that cannot, be disclosed online, so that's not to give your attackers first hand information. But from what I've seen so far, basically I can categorically say that the step that is being taken by the southwestern governors is highly commendable. Okay, they did not wait for the calamity to befall, and they are aware that there might be a possible attack on this region, and they have decided to to equip their own security architecture and do this. So well, investors will be concerned basically, but in situations like this, I would not, recommend that you make decision hurriedly. In situations like this, it is always advised that you monitor the situation, you look at because you see, to every situation there's a good part and there's a bad part. But you see, and that is why sometimes in one of my videos I've always, insisted that if you're investing, you have to diversify. For some of people, like people should be worried that people who have majority of their properties in this troubled state, because one of the things that has been raised basically is that the purpose of this attack is to collect lands, collect properties, and establish their settlements there. So basically, you have every reason to be concerned. But basically, I would say that you want to monitor the situation, look at how everything unfolds before you make your decision. I would not stop you from withdrawing your investment. Neither would I force you not to invest. But I would say that I would rather not, make conclusion based on the current happening. I may want to definitely study the situations so that I can, get the accurate, details on how to plan my next move. Hope that is clear. Thank you very much, Mr. Sam. So I also have other messages as well. So this question, this is Mr. John. It seems all the Christians are online. So Mr. John says, "What if Lagos is overrun? Um, that means all our investments are gone." Well, for now, Lagos State is not overrun, and for now, there is no reported cases. Are there tendencies that these perpetrators will want to come to Lagos? Yes, there are. The tendencies are very, very high. Okay, and I would say that even Lagos is aware. In fact, there was a situation report that I got early this year, even before the entire security situation degenerated to this point where people started expressing their concerns. And one of the things I would say, or that I've discovered from this situation, is that the Lagos State Commissioner of Police mandated a surveillance watch on some of these trucks that are bringing goods from the north. In fact, the situation we got basically, there were some people that were in a truck, and the police patrol for that region insisted that they take those people back. Now, before this situation has been happening, there have been adequate surveillance, because many people are fully aware of some of the strategies that is being used, okay, to penetrate some of those places. Okay, I'm not a security expert, so don't expect me to give you an excellent narrative or excellent strategies on how to stop it, but I can just basically tell you the efforts that we have witnessed, that that has been done, and whosoever must have done this also deserve to be applauded. So Lagos is on high alert. The Lagos State government is on high alert even before the entire situation. So they've been mobilizing, they've been struck security border patrol. And when this information came in, basically there was this, this how do I say it now? This important SOS message. And there's been repatriation. You will discover that even in Ojota, in some of those places, most of them must have seen the video. The Lagos government mandated that all beggars should leave those streets. So there's been massive evacuation. In fact, most of the northerners said the Yorubas are attacking the Hausas. They don't want them to stay. There've been massive evacuations of some of these northerners from Lagos, and this evacuation has been on even before the entire situation got out of hand. So I can categorically tell you that Lagos is aware of the possibility that something like this may want to happen. Now, if it happens in Lagos, God forbid, if it happens in Lagos, it should not call for concern. It should not call for panic. Basically, you can attack me. The entire Pentagon in the United States of America was attacked in the 2011. But what happened is that America became stronger, they became more security conscious. This can happen, but basically, once it happened, it should not cause for concern. It should not for comfort. It's just for the government or the security operatives to look at, okay, where they became really, how they allowed this attack, and what they should do to avoid such attacks. So it should not. So I would say my own opinion basically is subject to your own approval. I would say don't make conclusions based on opinions. Yes, at this security situation, very vividly there are security situations, but will Lagos State government be able to contain it? Yes, I'm so confident of the fact that they're able to contain it. So even those, they say, one of those people are flying by black, they are technologies. They are technologies. They are drones. They are surveillance aircraft that looked at this, and so it will not, because even some of these politicians have most of their properties in Lagos, so they know an attack in Lagos is an attack on their wealth, An attack in Lagos is an attack on their investment, and they will not want a situation whereby investor begins to worry about the situation, security situation of Lagos, because if anything happens in Lagos, it's going to affect them as well. And that is why the Lagos state security architecture will be up to the task. So don't withdraw your investment out of this security concern. Of course, you should be concerned as a citizen, but don't withdraw your investment. In fact, I would say invest more. Okay, invest more, because if Lagos state is able, to sustain and protect its citizens the way it should, it's even going to increase the value of real estate. And this is it. And of course, when you look at what has been happening in Lagos, the massive infrastructural, development in this axis, the rail line, the free trade zone, the ports, everything. Look at Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. These are indicators that Lagos is a good place. So I'm not saying you should invest only in Lagos, but if I were you, I'll concentrate majority of my investments in Lagos, and of course look at farmland in other rural areas and just like that. So this basically should not, you should not withdraw, your investment because of this. In fact, invest more. Okay. But you look at one of the secrets of the wealthy is that these people invest in during scarcity. They invest whenever there are crises. And one thing about investment is that if you are not ready to take risk, you may not be able to earn good return, because this place is a very good investment destination. In fact, larger percent of diasporan investors are in Lagos. Diasporan investments are in Lagos and major part of the southwest. When you talk about Ogun, you talk about Oyo, you talk about Ondo, Ekiti, and other parts. These people are beginning to go there. Okay, and the leaders, the governors, are fully aware of these circumstances, that they will do everything within their power to ensure that this situation. Because you see, the truth of the matter is, this banditry, this kidnapping can be controlled. It can. It can. I won't just say beyond that. It can. So this is where I'm going to draw today's analysis on this. So in summary, there's insecurity in the nation. I admit that there's security concerns in areas where these attacks have not happened. I'm equally aware. However, should I pause my investments because I'm not certain if the insecurity will get to my investment? No. One thing I've come to understand about investing is that you don't make a life transforming decisions based on situations that can be equally addressed or that may not even affect that area. I can assure you basically that in eyebrow areas and other important investment destinations, government power will do everything within their power to ensure that their investments are safe. So invest more, invest in eyebrow areas, invest in places, and I can assure you that you will be glad that you're listening to me. So for I'll be talking about the new tax law in my next video by God's grace on Thursday. I want to start by saying a very big thank you to everybody that joined this live broadcast. If you have not subscribed, please do so. As you can see, we share expensive. I'm gonna say expensive. We share, enlightening situations like this. And in case you want to invest in any kind of real estate, in like whether it is commercial, residential, um, farmland and everything in Lagos, in Ogun State, and other states, you are free to reach out to us. We help. I also have important videos too. I have a playlist, so you can at your leisure time check some of our videos. We have educative and enlightening videos as far as real estate investment is concerned. If you are still investing and you are still making mistakes, it's due to the fact that you have not taken time, to study our playlist, study our conversation, and some important insightful topics that we talked about. So please, in case you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to do so. Share this video with your friends and family. Recommend us to your friends or family. We are doing a fantastic job. We're presently working on our next generation farm, and we have started, the cultivation of the land, upon the clearing of the land, and we start making ridges and other things. We are doing a cocoa farm, a cocoa plantation farm. In case you are interested, I have a video on it already. I have long videos on it you can check, but you can start as for as low as 1 million initial deposit for 1 acre, and you can do several acres. The return on investment basically is 8 million naira after every harvest for your cocoa and plantation farm. We also have shortlet apartments on the Lagos mainland. We also have it on the Lagos Island. You can also reach out to us. We also have verified and good real estate investment. For some of us who want to have properties in the ibeju-lekki axis, in the Elenogbe axis, in the eleko, in the book, anywhere in the ibeju-lekki, you can also reach out to us. Basically, the reason why we come online basically is to educate you, for you to understand some basic, fundamentals of real estate investment. So I want to start by saying a very, very big thank you to everybody that joined this live session. Join me as we talk about the Lagos State tax law as from 2026. So we'll be doing this by the special grace of God on Thursday by 5 p.m. So thank you very much. See you in my next video. Bye for now.